I'm sorry to have seen you perish, though I will use this leg as well as I can. May you stand by the Emperor now. I will miss you, Alexandros. You were a steadfast companion.
Morgan will just lightly put a hand on his chest and nod her head slightly down, and in a whisper say, "It's better than most ways you could go."
Well, there are several more horrific ways you could go. There are some. I believe that the actual amount of better deaths, that is, very few deaths are good unless we're talking about heretics after all. But there are many more pleasant deaths that you could have than more horrible deaths, I think.
He's just gonna look at him rightly confused, as in, I caught about half of that.
That is natural considering Ariok's blathering nature.
Yeah. Yes, Ariok, I'm terribly sorry, but I generally switch off whenever you start talking. There's at which point she's just going to turn on her heel and start walking off.
Well, that is quite natural. I mean, there are some people who really are unable to truly keep up with me. I remember this old student of mine, and he's gonna keep talking to himself for about 15 minutes before he realizes you walked away.
So as she's walking down the corridor, she will briefly turn out and look into space and go over the microbead to Ariok, hoping that he's now realised that no one's listening to him and has got up. I'd basically say, so, Ariok, that last mission was an absolute disaster. Do you have any thoughts on how we can potentially secure the items we were down there to get?
Sorry, just realized it. Well, with our ship in orbit, we do have more resources that we could strike harder. And if we are lucky, we just secured one of the only off-world communication devices on the planet. Which means that a target will be isolated.
Is there anything in the records that may be able to help us, like sort of old manifests that say what's being shipped here, so we can maybe sort of build up some sort of picture of any kind of defenses that he has? Or I know we're seeking for an underground base. Any sort of schematics, anything at all that Lady Lucille hasn't actually given us?
Give me some time. I'm gonna go over and hook up to the computer systems. Ariok walks over and basically plugs himself into the ship's computers to go over the data.
Awesome. And as he's doing that, he's going to continue and saying, we keep losing people. At some stage, we are going to be viewed as a liability, not a asset.
I do not know about that. The Inquisition is quite understanding when you, if you have horrible losses while still achieving your objectives. We have had a good record of actually gathering information, peoples of interest, and artifacts. Even though we keep on losing people.
Yes, but what is considered acceptable losses?
In the terms of the Inquisition, it tends to be total and complete. At least according to their records.
Anyway, let's see what we can find.
Ariok, sends out a, mind probe into the data and tries to see what he can pick up.
As you walk into the cogitator room, you walk past the windows. You can see stars glittering through the open windows. It is quite beautiful. You walk into a cogitator room. A man is watching you from the other end of the hall. He's wearing a dark mesh armor with a cloak, a hood, and as you step in, Roland. You can choose when to introduce yourself. But yeah, you will find cogitators lined up against the wall. You hook up to one of them. You can do a tech use test if you want.
Success with 2 additional degrees. Ariox walks up to the cogitator. He unbinds his turban, revealing the metal plate from which he, pulls a cord and inserts into the cogitator.
A punch card will pop out, and a bunch of this scribbled parchment begins spewing out of the machine. A tech priest walks up behind you.
I can deal with it. There has been some noise lately. Someone is sending signals from...
He picks up the long piece of parchment, holds it up to his face.
This error again.
He stumbles off. You see a flickering overlay in front of you as this interface opens up. This is some sort of scouting vessel. You know that the Inquisition effectively controls the ship, and as usual you have a backdoor to access more confidential information. You can do either Forbidden Lore Inquisition, or you can do a security test at -30.
The Forbidden Lore would be at flat, or are both at -30?
Flat.
Ooh, I'm going to go ahead and reroll that with my only fate point.
Your brain jams.
Rerolling.
Yep.
Alright, then that's almost the opposite. 4 additional degrees of success.
Better. The overlay lights up. You stand there a little while the brightness of the screen sort of gets less dense. There is a controlled chaos behind you. There's no alarm, just a lot of people walking in the hallway. The door is still open. You can see a servo skull drifting slowly into the room. There is a crew whispering outside. Some of them are standing there with the cogitators. You can also see these red lumen strips beginning to light up above you. Seems like something important is happening out of sight. As you see the screen sort of get more and more dim, there is this curved kind of display of Chaldene itself. The planet has these flickering overlays that keeps getting added to. So there are these sections of the planet that seem to be monitored with various data attached to it. Some of them are scans coming in live. Some of it is interference. You just see this slowly popping up, and then you see a bunch of binaric on the left hand side. The raw data for a bunch of entries made by presumably using your insight into the Inquisition, which is vast and impressive. Some tech priest currently attached to the data loom of the ship is adding the fresh scans from Chaldene that are coming in as we speak. something seems to have happened, and the information is being added quickly.
There seems to be something going on rather externally. I'm going to dive deep into this information stream. Eric sends his mind to, scan those things.
You scan them and look through all the folders. You can do a logic test. Roland, you were stationed on this ship and have been notified of Ariok and Morgan's position. You can choose whenever you want. Introduce yourself. You will have been led there, by the way, by Zaul Miru. Zaul has been informing you, not necessarily training, but introducing you to the mission and the acolytes involved. Yes.
Ariok succeeds with 3 additional degrees.
Very nice. And the disruption of this relay tower has opened up the planet for the Inquisition. You are scanning the planet, or the Inquisition is rather. The thing that you hit is not just... It wasn't an outpost, per se. It seems to have been connected underground. There is a larger structure inside the planet. As this grid begins to get more and more detailed, you see that it goes into a kind of a decentralized hub with various spikes in various directions.
It would seem that the comm station that we overtook had some sort of connection to a larger underground network. It would be logical to assume that they have moved a lot of their operation underground in order to avoid detection and to be able to avoid it without orbital eyes seeing what they do.
Does it say how to get in? Or...
You can see internal Chaldene transmissions. Whoever is operating there don't know that they're being surveillanced by the Inquisition currently. You can listen into this like hours of static across hundreds of channels. As it pops up, it's just this noise of a wide variety of stations and guards, patrols communicating with each other. Focusing in on the underground location, you can... hold on. You can do a scrutiny test at -10. As you listen to it, this breeze of static comes from the machine, rerouting, and then there's like static again, signal deviations. You try to tune in again. It's like tuning into a bad radio.
Success with 4 additional degrees.
Whoa.
I rolled an 8.
The repeating phrases from these stations is node integrity, that there is a signal deviation, and the containment. There are some problems with the containment. You can do a Forbidden Lore Xenos test at -10.
Just any Forbidden Lore Xenos, or is it specifically... Good.
Any.
Natural 1, that is success with 7 additional degrees.
Oh boy. Okay, you're able to completely discern everything about this. this node integrity they're talking about. As you go deeper into the signals, you stand there and listen to the static again and again. They're talking about a control grid using Xeno technology. This is something is being kept in alignment. They keep talking about something being kept in alignment. There is a device that is steered by something off-world, and they need to be aligned with it. And right now, because you destroyed the outpost and the tower, it is out of alignment, and there's kind of panic on Chaldene over this. And the machine that they're operating is partially, at least, Xeno in origin, and they seem to be communicating with something, some other piece of Xeno technology as well. And this seems like Eldar technology.
It seems that there is some sort of a device that is needed to be kept in alignment, though our efforts have been, successful in taking that out of alignment. Maybe perhaps if the tech priest were to direct some attention to a scan, we might be able to pick up where this thing is exactly on the planet. Eric sends a request.
The relay is... The relay, you say, is out of alignment.
Indeed.
It won't be on the
It is
planet,
not-
it will be in space.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
This will be the ship that...
Oh yes, you mean the Crapwell ship that we have been
If it's
picking
out
up
of
on the planet.
alignment, then... If it's out of alignment, then it's more than likely going to be in space. If it's got Xeno technology, it could be the Xeno ship that I seen through Scurrying and Lucia Veal was talking about.
Yes, I do remember this. Though,
So,
go right ahead.
is there any way? Is there any way that we could, or well, I say we? Is there any way that you could go back through the records to actually find out roughly what the alignment was and where it technically should be pointing now?
I could give it a shot. Ariok, dives in and tries
Or
to
should we
correlate.
get Sir Macri Corpum?
I will give
Would
it a
he
shot.
be better at doing that, or?
Ariok sends his mind in to try to, deduce, where the ship might be currently of the old data.
The ship that you're on right now is moving toward Chaldene.
No, the Xenos
No.
vessel. I'm trying to figure out where the Xenos
If there is
vessel
one.
is currently.
The Xeno ship?
The current
What
theory is that
Xenos
Yes.
ship? Which one?
The one that was cloaked and is full of Eldar. That
one?
Morgan's seen. Yeah. Well,
Oh, the one
yeah.
in your vision.
Yes.
Okay, well that's in your head.
Mm-hmm.
the alignment. Can I tell what they're trying to align to? If it's
Yeah.
a ship or if it's something else?
No, there is no indication of what they mean by aligning to.
The data does not seem to give any indication about where it might be, or even if it is aligned to the vessel itself.
Or if the vessel is real. And it's just,
True.
yeah.
It
was a theory.
It is. We will keep an eye out, see if we can get together any more information as we go on. Now, though, let me just send a message to the tech priest to see if they can do if if they can see if they are detecting any sort of power field modulations that might match the data I have about the containment field. Eric sends a message to the tech priest asking for an information update on the current scans of the vessel. Looking towards seeing if they can detect any fluctuation in this containment field and the out of alignment thing.
Which vessel?
Our vessel, do a scan of the planet below.
Oh. Yes.
See if we can pick up, where this containment field is.
Uh-huh. There seems to be some talk outside. People are running through the corridor. And you pick up, as you look for this information, someone saying, "Look through the windows. You can see it. Something is happening."
No?
The updates to the planet has stopped on the cogitator.
Ariok turns around and looks out, walks out into the corridor and looks through the,
As you run out, you see Zaul standing there, a senior acolyte, standing in the hallway. He looks stern and focused. Ariok, I've been expecting you. I heard what happened.
A true shame. Alexandros was a bulwark, a true ally in this. I will miss his abilities and companionship.
He looks over your shoulder. Your interference has destabilized the planet. Something is happening.
You stabilized the planet.
Take a look yourselves.
Ariok, pulls his gaze from Saul and out into the, viewport and onto the planet.
As you run through the corridors to the other end to look at the planet, you pass big crowds of people. One of them wearing a hat, question mark?
Yes. Wearing a hat. Hey, Zol, good old buddy. What'd you say these two look like?
Soul, walking behind them, just nods to you, looks at the window as they run up, and you touch the cold window with some condensation on the inside. Through the windows, you will see Chaldene. There are these rays, like lights, in a grid, slowly hovering over the planet, like a pulse, like a radar, and it moves in circles. Once, twice, then they sort of weaken. Occasionally you see this grid appearing again.
After watching this for a few seconds, Morgan will look back at the crowd and say, "Get back to your stations!"
They all look at you. Do a command test.
Man, Zol, she seems to be quite a handful, don't she?
Rank that up to full, so that's a +10.
What do we see, Roland? What do you look like?
Roland Orn. Wearing a classic light enforcer armor with a little overcoat, kind of trench-like. On his head, he wears a hat that kind of looks like Grok's cattle farmer would wear. He's got an auto pistol on his hip, strapped over his back. He's got a little long rifle. And he seems to be have a little jolly smile. Short brown hair and a double of not quite kept beard. And he's just watching this little interaction between these two and the crowd.
And Ariok, What does he see when he sees you running through the crowds? Slow motion. He just catches a glimpse of you. You can see like Eriok, you can see Eriok and Morgan running pretty fast to the other end. Their eyes glare open. Then Zaul just walks calmly behind them with a straight back. Yeah, go ahead.
Eriok is an older man and he's sort of running alongside a case, sort of a blue turban and blue robe over his body, covering a light armor vest, basically. His old and wrinkly face is lined with, age and white hairs. His fingers are sort of, permanently caked in old ink, become a permanent picture of his person. You hear a loud clang every time his left leg hits the floor.
Awesome. Morgan, are you in a better
That was a failure with -1.
I see it.
So Morgan, after shouting what he called, realizes that no one has actually moved. As she slowly turns back, seeing everyone still standing there in the reflective glass, as she turns back, what he called, her coat slightly moves in the breeze. What he called, her dark hair starts to actually sort of move as though it's caught in a bit of an updraft. It is, although she doesn't actually sort of speak with anything coming from her mouth, the Vox recorder takes on a less metallic and more of a deep sort of voice that you hear more inside your head than actually in the atmosphere itself. It says, now she's fully turned around, you can see that she's wearing a full sort of carapace over a leather sort of bodysuit type thing. Says, and she just looks at the crowd and says, I said it back to work. And basically,
sorry.
what they'll feel is a pain in their head. Says, as she tries to intimidate them to go back to work.
Awesome. You can do a willpower test.
And the dice are just not rolling for me today. So I'm going to use a fate point on that. Because this goes to my credibility.
That's true. It's true.
Success with 3. God for that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Oh. Face saved. Reputation recovered. Alright. Morgan. You turn to these people. As you turn around and command them, Zaul touches your shoulder. Morgan.
Yes.
This crew has worked an explorator fleet. They have seen much. They will never leave this ship. He looks
They've
out.
worked in an Sorry, I didn't catch what you said.
This crew is from an explorator ship.
Ah, so they need a bit of incentive to get back to work then, eh?
Ooh, boy. Man, you just don't get the hint, don't you? They're not going to be able to see stuff like this every now and then. Just let them enjoy the little natural scene ahead of them.
While all that is happening,
I'm sorry, do you know what this is?
Zaul looks through the window.
This is...
Roland. He will be
working on your assignment. And
Howdy, y'all. Little tips his hat to him.
He looks down at his data slate.
apparently Raphael is cracked. He has turned on Vale. There is progress. Perhaps we'll be able to use their resources on Juno.
It's the only way they can survive, but Eric, he's a bit distracted as he's trying to see if he can discern a pattern or origin of the pulses on the planet. As he gazes,
seems to be
intensely out on the planet.
It seems to be something being projected from perhaps closer to the center. It's not... The waves don't align perfectly with the planet. They're slightly like bulging out on one end and then disappearing into the world on the other end. Almost...
Are the pulses coming from the same
it seems like
location,
some
or
kind of electromagnetic effect. More like a visual effect from some tool being used. Some technology. And you immediately recognize, based on your roll from before, this is some kind of a Xeno device being used on the planet.
It's most likely a Xeno device, most likely of Eldari origin. But can I see a single point of origin, or are the pulses sort of popping up randomly?
Very good. You can... You can do a... Yeah. Using... I'm assuming you have a pict recorder and all kinds of stuff.
I have a memory lens implants, meaning I can, record and pop out information.
Exactly, and then analyze it and so on. You can do a... you can actually do a logic test for the math that this involves. Of course, being unable to use abominable intelligence of any kind on this. You run some quick math through this, and you can do a logic test at a +10.
Right then, another +10 from my implant, and here we go. Ah, damn it, and I am out of fate points. And inspiration points. Damn it. 1 degree of failure.
Eldari!
Use my inspiration.
Oh, excellent. Rerolling. That's still 1 degree of fate. One better. So close.
The scan lines disappear, and you look back at your recording, and the reflection on the window, the poor quality of the recording, it is quite hard to discern the origin point.
At least pick up a general area. Instead of having a precise location, did at least manage to picture a section.
You can quarter off the planet to the most likely corner of it. But
I haven't been able to locate the most likely location, but I have managed to deduce the area of it. We should bring the ship over to sector B14653 and initiate a closer scan of the area.
Fascinating. These Eldari, these those big green folk that like to fight a lot?
No, they would be the very thin guys with pointy ears, not green at all. They are actually fairly human-looking complexion, and, well, it is quite... There are several theories that we might actually have a common ancestry, though it is quite absurd if you think about it more closely. If you do any research of the... I am very sorry. I am Eric Lothar, you are?
My name is Roland, and I'll be joining your little party.
He sort of fumbles with, data slate or something. Precious, sir. who's supposed to, handshake.
Roland returns the handshake firmly. Nice to meet you.
A pleasure indeed.
And this
So
rough
Roland,
lady
is it-
must be Morgan, eh? Pleasure.
I'm sure it probably is.
Ooh, fine. I like it.
So then-
throughout this Ariok, the radio, the Vox stations that were for listening into them again, because you heard relevant information there, you'll be able to hear panicking, and then it has been adjusted, but it seems like they know that something went wrong. This wasn't supposed to happen. The planet seems to be on high alert, and then suddenly the signal is jammed again. The signal stops. And you just hear static.
I have both good news and bad news. The good thing is that whatever they're planning, it doesn't seem to be going to plan. The bad thing is that they are now on high alert and most likely awaiting some sort of, event. And if their plan has gone catastrophically wrong, we are liable to get caught in the, the collateral damage spread. They're also
Did they-
panicking.
Did they happen to say what type of event?
Unfortunately, it's more like, oh no, we're all gonna die, oh no, it's all going to shit, why the fuck did we do this? That sort of thing.
Alright, so it's
Oh,
I'm
probably
yes.
very
not-
impressed with their Vox discipline, actually, in that case. Very little relevant data they are actually saying out loud.
So it's more than likely something else and not us then.
And
We
we
could
might
use
have
this to-
caught what is going wrong, but they do not know that yet.
No, I'm saying they're not expecting us. So that would suggest that we could use this to our advantage and slip in and get what we need.
It is quite possible.
Roland, what are your skills?
What my skills? Well, I enjoy a little rough and tumble every now and then. Some pot shots. Try to get in and get out, all quiet like. And I can take a little flying bird and put it nice and neat anywhere you want to go.
Excellent. Started off a bit slow, but got the useful information after that. Right. So you're a sniper then, yes?
Well, yeah, I'm pretty good shot from distance.
What about up close?
Well, I can do that too.
Okay. Can you fly?
Well, I don't got the wings on me right now, but over the hangar bay, I got something.
So, yes.
That would be affirmative.
Excellent. Okay. Ariak, did they actually give, or amongst their screaming and panicking, did they happen to say a rough timescale for their impending doom?
Let me review the records quickly. Ariok goes over his, memory implant to see if he can pick up
Morgan-
any sort of thing.
Morgan will actually follow him, and just before he does that, just lightly touch him on the shoulder. Taking a step away from the other two, she's gonna, in a very low voice, say, I mainly deal in memories. Unfortunately, my memories kind of like a rather, shall we say, library that has had the windows left open, so everything's kind of all over the place at the moment. Explore tour fleets. That's the ones that go out and find things, yes?
They are part of the Mechanicus Exploration Divisions. They tend to head out
Keep
in
your
large...
voice down.
Sorry. They are basically... They are what the Mechanicus sends out to find lost tech and archaeotech.
Right, thank you. And then she's gonna walk back.
Awesome voice, Roland. I love that. And yeah, everyone gets an inspiration point for awesome roleplay. And
But do I remember any sort of...
You will see Zaul on one of the cogitators by the wall. Seems hesitant, looking over his shoulder like every other second. I've confirmed their location. It's an infrastructure. No. We're here. Yes, I see it. He looks at you. He fixes eyes with you, Morgan, for like several seconds. You can see his lips moving as he looks at you. There's some intensity in his eyes. Yes. It could have been avoided. I understand. He looks back at you, detaches a data slate from the machine and slides it off the metal slab, pockets it. He will nonchalantly walk over to you next to the window. By this time, some of the senior officers have rushed off the crew. You're mostly alone in the hallway. A single servitor standing in the corridor, sort of standing idly by. A sad sight. This woman standing there just idly looking in your direction. May I help you? Zaul ignores, looks at you. Multiple facilities. I heard from them. There's a situation.
What situation?
He looks over his shoulder at the servitor. I don't want to be within airsight. Could we move?
Alright, well, let's hightail it to a private room. Thanks, little buddy. And he pats the servitor on the back.
As they're walking to another room, she'll come in beside his hole and say, "So what could have been avoided?"
You walk over to the room, closing the door. He stands by the door as you stand in this dark room. He nods once. Vale had knowledge. She knew. Apparently, the Abyssian witnesses operate on the planet. On Chaldene. Or rather, through the planet. It's some form of relay station. The planet itself. Used to launch operations. Their real headquarters is elsewhere. That's all she knows. She cracked, with the help of some of our more powerful psychers. Apparently, it's not its central command structure. He's being used. And they're building something.
You know what?
It's all underground.
Well, at least it's not going to be void-based.
There have been regular transfers from Chaldene to Juno. The shipments have been intercepted. It seems to be data scraps, booby-trapped, self-destructs upon opening. We don't know what it contains. They're gathering information.
Did they say where in Juneau that these are being shipped to, or is it...
Somewhere in the Vale. Apparently, Zax handles them. The Arbitrace Judge. One of the counselors.
She's gonna just sort of stand there for a minute. Then slowly tap the wall 3 times and say, is there actually anyone in this Emperor throne system that is actually loyal?
Roland raises his hand. I am.
I mean, data would indicate that a fairly large point of the lower castes and levels of society are actually loyal Imperial citizens. It just seems to be that the upper crust is completely rotten to the core, as is the normal state of being.
Zax operates in Precinct 13, the Sooner reaches. It's a fortified courthouse. Apparently provided by... He will look down at his data slate. Provided by Titus.
Right. How many counselors do we have left on the list? And she's going to address the room.
With the death of Titus Pelumbrace, we have 5 remaining unapprehended counselors.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring you back to the page.
Cool.
We have Egon de Cambry, we have Elias de Vries, we have Matre Domus, Lester Hulse, and Zach Holston.
Lester is dead.
I thought that was Titus that was dead.
Lester and Titus are both dead.
Oh, sorry. It seems I had a sort of data glitch. We have 4 remaining. 1, Lester is dead. Which means we have Egon, Mate, Elias, and Sax remaining.
Exactly.
Weren't you guys going after that Elias fella?
Yes, he is a current target of inquiry and investigation, as well as trying to retrieve an object that is in his possession.
Oh yeah, that's where you guys were last time, where you lost your friend. My condolences.
He's at the side of the Emperor now, I have no doubt. He was a loyal servant.
Just make it easier to remember.
Right.
But Gorik, as I go through the memories and current data, current box traffic, did I pick up on any sort of time estimations? How long do you think before things go really, really bad?
No.
Morgan, unfortunately, they are not saying how long it will be until everything goes to the utter crap house. I don't think they even know themselves. Most of them are, well, in the dark. They just know that something's gone terribly, terribly wrong.
I would say, seeing we're here, we may as well go take a sneaky peek.
That seems wise. If we're lucky, we'll run into the debris there or find his artifact.
Zoel turns to you. Morgan, have you seen something?
I certainly believe that he is the one that is, just through sheer description, that he is the one that is communicating with the Xenos. And if he's down there, he can basically tell us pretty much everything we need to know. Hopefully. Outside of that and the usual fever dreams of Eldar ships and, you know, galactic destruction, not much.
Well, I'm ready when you guys are. Let's go track down this fiend.
That sounds like a, well, risky but necessary idea. Alexandros would, I think, agree with this course of action.
Morgan's just standing there. What do you call it? And you can see that she's thinking really hard and basically slowly shaking her head. It's just going, there's something. Something I just can't remember.
Well, don't pop a vein, little lady. I'm sure it'll come back to you.
It's clear by the look on her face she didn't hear a word you said. And then suddenly she'll just snap out of it and go, right, let's carry on. I would need time to access my memories in some sort of coherent fashion.
Zoel looks hesitant. What about our reinforcements? Should we wait for them to arrive? They're still on Juno.
Well, considering the current artifact, the effect of the artifact or whatever device they have, we might not have that much time.
What's your plan?
You said that you had a landing craft, Mr. Roland.
Yes, I do. My good old ship, Talon, came with me from my home planet when I came into the Lord Inquisitor service.
Is it a large, loud vessel, or is it a smaller, stealthier craft?
It is a nice, quick, beautiful bird. Wouldn't say it'll get you over the another nation's lines without being seen, but it'll get you there quickly.
You're already aware of something going on. And they might have also, considering they were searching with us with, transports, they would probably have reported our presence. At least making a swift flyby, setting down if we see the opportunity, would not be out of order.
Morgan, the planet is heavily fortified. What's your plan?
Miss Maria?
We're gonna have to wait.
Zoe walks with you towards the hangar. The bay doors
That's kind of a
half
relief.
open. You can see the mag field shimmering. The crew are already standing by. You can see stormtroopers, small squads getting ready, armed. You see some of them like pulling up their last weapons. As you pass them, Zao looks in their direction and nods. They all hail you. Shouldn't we use the resources we have? Are you going in alone? A task force? What is the plan?
We'll need to send out a task force. We'll need to take them with us.
Some of the crew are stripping in the crates, yanking cables free, donning their armor. You can see Saul walking with them. They sort of stop next to him as you stand by the doors to the hangar.
How many are there? She's just sitting there looking about the actual
We
hangar
have
bay.
squads, a small army.
Small army against the planet.
We do have the advantage of actually being able to drop in our forces focused, while theirs are spread out across the world itself. Our only issue is how many transports do we have to transport our forces down planet?
If we spread them out across the planet, they'll just get isolated and gunned down.
No, that was exactly my point. I said we should focus our forces, but how many transports do we have to set our forces down with? We need to get them from orbit to ground. 2 dozen.
More than enough. Whatever caused the anomaly, it was never meant to be seen from orbit. Something went wrong. They know we're here. This is not a surprise attack. Morrigan. What can you see?
What I would ask you to do is, I will obviously, in due time, just give me a second, I will see what I can see via the warp. What I would ask you to do is to get onto the gunnery section and tell them to start loading Mac cannons. If they know we're here, then let's announce ourselves. And before he can actually speak, she's going to just reach her mind into the warp. Her eyes going white, and frost comes up onto her, what do you call it, armor. And she's just gonna push her mind into the warp to see what she can see. Basically use witch sight to...
Yeah, you can see Zaul nod. You're using which side? Go ahead and roll.
It's getting drafty in here. Who left a window open?
Perception? No.
You can see the men running to the hangars.
I don't actually have it. I thought I did, but I don't. My mistake.
Zoe runs up to a platform.
Begin the attack.
You see the commanders already being briefed. A couple of inquisitorial agents walk into the hall, their trench coats blowing behind them, as you see a lot of a lot of hydraulic presses being used to ready the various ships. moving to these launch bays, one by one. Hundreds of men begin pouring into the hangar. They look to be wearing flak armor, most of them. Some have heavy weaponry. You spot some heavy weapons, among them melta weapons. This seems to have been an operation that was ready in advance. Zaul, seemingly talking to one of the commanders on this overhanging catwalk, looks down to you, nods. They're ready. On your command.
Give me 2 seconds, and she's going to reach out into the warp using Psyniscience to see whether or not she can get any sort of concentration of psychers, which will likely be a command post, using any sort of experience that she's actually gained being in the Imperial Guard.
Beautiful. You can do first off any psycho skill you have regarding scrying. If you don't have it, do a Psyniscience test.
Psyniscience success with 1.
-2, 20.
Okay, right. Still then, I will use a fate point to re-roll that. And let's look to. Wait,
anyone can roll a random event die, a 1d100.
Oh shit, that's right. So that's -10 then.
Ah, yes.
Success with 7 additional.
No, wait. No. Okay. No, you know what? Take back the fate point. You succeeded in your previous roll. You had 1 extra degree, and it was just a -10 for you. You don't need to use this fate point.
Okay. Okay. That's grand, thank you.
Yep. Okay. So this is what happens. Morgan, you close your eyes. You see a small plasma generator. There's a blue light like an orb. It is rotating and shifting quickly. It's like this electric orb in a glass bowl. As it pulses and moves, you see these men dressed in hazmat suits, moving, shifting back and forth. The energy begins to grow, and suddenly there's this grid forming around the world. You look up through the surface. Endless halls built underground. They must have built this thing for centuries. Just hundreds and hundreds of meters. Many layers deep underground. And as you zoom up, you feel your own location vis-a-vis your view right now. And you can just sense it. You just know it. It's not that you visually see it, but it's almost like you're looking through VR goggles, and you know where you started, and you sort of jump down to a view down there. So as you move up and the vision ends, you feel the approximate location.
We'll turn to the Zaul then afterwards and say, have Mac Cannon 14 and 15 target this location and fire.
You get an inspiration point. You see Saul just raising his hand. Several of the ships get launched underneath you. Zaul will immediately begin running down. 2 of the commanders following him. He runs to Roland's ship. Let's see if your reputation follows you, Roland.
Oh, by the grace of the Emperor, we'll see. As he gets into the pilot seat, starts turning on, flipping switches, letting the engine warm up.
Ariok walks in and he begins to just, strap as many straps as he can. He remembers that the last time he flew, it didn't end well, so he's really strapping in.
And as Morgan walks up the ramp, she's going to touch her ear, link in the microbead, and basically say, Gunnery Sergeant on Cannon 13, send another shot down there. 3's my lucky number. Get into the back of the thing and strap herself in.
Wonderful. You'll see Roland jump into the pilot seat.
All right, everyone. Buckle in. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
I believe I am sufficiently strapped in, but if there's any more straps, I'll gladly take them.
With that, he fucking pulls back on the throttle and rises in the air and sets off.
You feel a sudden thrust just pushing you back into your seats. The ship gets violently pushed out, and you see all of these ships next to you, lined up on the left and right. Several fireballs hit the orbit of the planet. You see just one by one these yellow lights underneath you flashing for a brief second. As a few minutes go by, suddenly you feel the same thing. And the ship, the cruiser itself, just above orbit. Moving down, Roland, you immediately spot several fighter craft on your left-hand side. They seem to be headed straight for you. Several of the other landers have engaged what seems like fighters on the ground. Aerial ships, vessels, waiting for you. Do a combat maneuver. This is operate Aeronautica at -20. They immediately open fire, and you have like a ray of blast fire coming by right in front of you.
Gonna use a inspiration point to reroll that.
Yep.
Just one success.
You hear one
Ooh,
of the ships.
doggies, these guys are angry.
Couple of the ships barely graze by you, and you can hear them outside as you fly straight down to the ground, just like rotating, doing a barrel roll while headed straight for the planet. You see these small grayish clouds immediately vanishing. The ground appears beneath you. It is scarred, broken, no human settlements in sight. You hear a reading, like a light flashing, and this reading of a voice going 6, 5, 4, impact imminent.
Alright, boys, hold on!
Do another operate Aeronautica, -30. You can see, by the way,
2 degrees of the
several turrets firing from the surface. There's also a rocket locked onto you. They seem to have definitely expected you.
I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar. 2 degrees of success.
And if you're to look over at Morgan at this stage, you will actually you'll swear to God that she is literally slowly tearing through the arms of her chair and has turned a decipherable orc color.
You see these flashes of light all around you. Turrets have popped out of the ground. The entire area, like several kilometers, you see lights just flashing all over the surface. You definitely are at the right location. If you're
Look, guys,
for,
they brought the fireworks for us.
If you're looking for fireworks, you found it. Several ships, when you change comms, you can hear just static screams. Some of the ships have been taken on the way down. You manage to hit the rear thrusters, and suddenly you impact. Zoul immediately unbuckles, stands up, grabs his weapon. With the 2 stormtroopers in the back, Tetricus immediately grabs him, helps him over to the ramp. The ramp opens. He jumps out.
Ariok is,
Roll,
unstrapping
get
his
up.
his belt from belt, then goes to join the rest of the party on the exit ramp. Though behind the rest.
Excellent.
And Morgan will slap the little round disc on her chest, retracting the straps, and put her hand behind her back, and all you hear is a slight of what he called her force field going on, and jogs out the rear.
You look around you.
Shut down to the aircraft, grabs his long rifle, turns, and heads out as well.
You look around. The ship, now in orbit, has fired several heavy ordnance down on the ground. Some of the turrets are gone. You see these huge clouds rising from underground. Fire burning in various directions. When you look around you, you see several teams of stormtroopers moving across the ground. Some of them heavy weapons. You see melta weapons being fired, melting these huge turrets. One by one, more and more ships begin to land around you. And the men begin running in various directions, unsure of where to go. As you look around, there is no sight of any settlement or building or anything of that sort. It's just barren wasteland as far as you can see. Tetricus runs to the front of the ship. I knew this was a mistake. We ran into a trap.
Anybody bring their shovel? I ain't no Kriegsman, so I don't carry one on me.
Where did the Mac rounds lit? Have the Mac rounds breached the surface? Did anyone get a beat on it on the way down?
By this point, some of the squads have begun attacking.
Do you have some sort of scanner on board your vessel, Roland?
Just the basics, you know?
These huge dust clouds begin raining on top of you, and for several minutes, all you can see are these bright orange, like circular halos around various points of origin of gunfire through the sound.
I think one of those things we should go to.
Eric runs to the onboard Auspex and tries to scan those rings of energy.
You bring up your Auspex, scanning. Tetricus looks at you. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. What do you see?
Give me a second, Tetricus. I am counter-activating. Let's see what we get.
What's your range on that Auspex? Did you do any modifications to it or anything?
I'm using the Auspex on board of the vessel.
Oh, the vessel. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that should be more powerful than any handheld version.
Completely covered by the cloud of sand. You begin scanning the ground. You can, in fact, get a pretty good vision of what's underneath you. You're over some form of installation, some base. And in fact, no more than 30 meters away from where the ship landed, there is a corridor about 20 meters underground. The turrets seem to be the only obvious points near you that you can enter the base. The turret itself, since it has been destroyed, is open, and there should be a way to get in through the turret.
We can. There should be an entrance way through that destroyed turret up there. Or we could attempt, if we have any explosives, try to blow our way down at that location if we have enough explosives that can reach 20 meters down.
Zal will give that message on to the various squads, and you can see them begin pouring towards the turrets, descending down into them.
Well, gentlemen, shall we join our compatriots?
That would be wise. We need to
Ain't
ride
getting
this
any
momentum
older.
as quick as we can.
Roll.
And just as they actually sort of start heading down, what do you call it? Morgan will go and vox the ship and basically send a broadcast up to it to say basically if we are not heard from within 12 hours to basically continually pound that area where she gave them coordinates for and slowly creep out from there.
Beautiful.
Essentially create a hole for an exterminatus device.
Right. The attacks keep coming.
Okay, well, she's going to go flying towards one of the turrets to get into the base.
You fly?
Running as fast as she can.
Blah, you fool. Roland's on her heels.
The turret is completely open. It's just been burnt. And you descend down.
Maybe trace the group a bit, running with his cane.
Does he actually still need a cane?
It's a bit, it's a more psychological thing for him. His mind does not completely trust the metal.
You can hear several of the other teams begin screaming. They have engaged the enemy as well. As you begin headed down, any of you can do a navigate surface test. Then we can do a 5-minute break while I prepare everything. Take a pee break, whatever you need.
Okay.
Ooh, so close. Rerolling that with my inspiration point.
Yeah. That was...
Nope.
Well
Eriok will be completely lost.
Oof.
Nat 100.
I suck. Right, navigate surface, yeah?
Yep.
God.
Right, this is how it's done. -3.
Yep.
But I would like to say she says it with confidence. I'm gonna have to head soon.
Yeah, we'll have to remind him when he comes back.
Alright, I'm back.
I'm gonna have to head soon.
I know.
We're lost as a motherfucker.
Yeah, we're all lost.
Yeah.
But I like,
Oh.
but I like to think, that Morgan said it with confidence.
And then they react, pipes up, no, we need to go down that corridor, otherwise we're gonna end up, at the top of the tower.
Guys, let's not argue in front of a zoo.
Y'all can't tell your head from your shoes. We're supposed to be going in this direction.
Guys, not in front of the...
I'm just sort of seeing us basically in a, five-way junction. Everybody pointing at one each way.
Pretty
Everybody
much.
wrong.
Yes. As I
Come on,
looks across-
Chetricus. You agree with me, right?
Alright. There's a draft. It's coming from here. Can you feel it? He licks his fingers, holds it up. Just like the wind is coming or something. Yeah.
Ah, it's this
Yes.
way.
It's the wind. And he points down the stairs. Feel that? There's like a draft.
But
Yeah,
a large underground
yeah, that's
area
what I
would be
said.
able to spontaneously generate a wind, otherwise we might be assuming it goes back upstairs, but it could also be the fact of if the area down is big enough or there's some sort of a leakage of air, there might be... Yes, we could go there.
You begin walking down the stairs.
Are we actually following the Ogren? Is he now our guide?
Yeah.
He seems to have a good head on his head. Head on shoulders.
Why don't you just make him? But why don't you just put him in charge?
Seems like a good idea.
Doesn't sound like it could go any worse. I'm thinking that's aircraft hitting the ground.
Not mine. Land that thing all nice and pretty.
You spend some time getting down the stairs. You'll find yourselves in a burnt out room with metal grit floor. The metal panels on the walls have begun falling off. There's a fire, black smoke lingering in the ceiling. There's a single fan in the ceiling as well. One of the stormtroopers begins clearing the side of the wall. Zoul sort of walks back and forth. I can't get a reading. He holds an auspex up, points it back and forth, just static.
They might be having some
Morgan.
sort of interference technology, a jamming device of sorts.
Zoul
Morgan's
begins
gonna
moving.
send up Maurice to see if he can see anything.
Maurice begins flying. And, do you have a token for Maurice?
I don't.
We need that. We desperately need that. Here, let me help you. There we go. Alright, Maurice. Fly, fly, little bird.
Come on, he is the MVP of this party.
Go, go, go. Yeah, she's yours to control.
Go. Because I put limits on it on how far it can go. Okay, so basically it'll be able to see a sort of...
That's your token, Roland?
Yeah.
Good.
Battle mode engaged.
Hell yeah.
And as she's looking through its eyes, she'll be able to say, okay, there seems to be something down to the right, or there is... steps heading to the north. I would say we go north.
Well, it has not dally. Any moment the more we delay, the more chance they have of getting reinforcements.
Who's that feller all the way down there?
Don't know. Unfortunately, Maurice's eyes are not what they used to be. He's an awful lot older than he looks, and it's quite difficult to have the retinas replaced on a species that is no longer around.
Well, send your little bird friend over there and find out. Otherwise,
It
I'm going to have
takes
to pick him up.
Time, Roland. It takes time. It's not as easy. Oh, yes, I think something.
The bird squeak is probably really like, as she just limps, like, flies up in the ceiling, getting stuck again and again. She's barely able to see anything.
The things about it, what, over a century, well, put it this way, it's well over a century old, okay? Tell the guy about spit and glue.
Yeah.
Okay, now she can actually see him. Yes, there is actually a gentleman up there. Do you, I don't know, want to maybe sort of deal with him, Roland?
And at that point, at that exact moment, oh no.
No!
He's gonna take a shot. You don't get to move away. Alright. Come here, little birdie. Let's go.
That's how you give me token.
You're tiny, right? Minus 20 to hit.
He's going really fast. He's going at
Gets
full
a-
speed as well, so that's another minus 10.
He gets a minus 20 to hit, minus 10 from the speed. That's a minus 30 in total.
It doesn't make that bit of difference because you're going to make sure he gets hit.
I have never fudged a roll in this entire freaking campaign.
Ramming.
But he is going to fire at your bird. Okay. And I don't think you should flying your bird around haphazardly into hallways of the Abyssion witnesses. Right? So, the bird is going to fly back to you. But I want you all to roll initiative.
Just FYI, I was about 3 seconds away from rage quitting.
Nice. Alrighty. You know what to do.
Hitting. Sweet. Is Tetris going to make a roll, or?
Oof. 5.
6. Perfect. We have everyone, I think. Yeah, we do. Let's see. Roland, we're missing you. No, we're not. Wow. Excellent. Morgan, it's your move.
Morgan, it's going to
strange
go...
looking man. He looks... He's wearing this crimson robe. He has a mask sort of hanging by his chest. He puts it on as soon as he sees you, and it lights up. He has a strange looking las pistol, as well as a blade on his belt. And he begins crouching. It looks kind of vampiric and pale.
So Morgan's going to take off at a sprint and run into cover there.
Excellent. Stormtrooper.
Oh, so I love the way everyone's hanging back.
Stormtrooper will move up there. And then... you will see a man appear in the hallway. Roland, roll dodge. If you can.
Oh, I can. 7 degrees of success.
7 degrees. Woo. That's gonna be a minus 20 for you to your dodge. But it don't matter. It don't matter because you dodged both of them. And you're gonna see 2 last rounds fly over your head. The person that you were watching at the end of the hallway begins running his way, well, and he runs through an open door and closes it. Roll and go.
Well, I'm gonna take a pot shot at that feller who just fucking shot me. Shot at me. That motherfucker.
This bold looking creepy man, he looks like someone from Dark City. Black and crimson robe, pale skin, head. Looks like a vampire.
6 degrees of success.
6 degrees, motherfucker. Now we ain't dodging that.
That's failure on the dodge.
I have the nowhere to hide talent, but I can add my degrees of success from attack to reduce the armor value.
Oh, nice. He gets 0.
Six damage, pen 3.
Wonderful. He gets it, and you hear an audible. There is a strange sounding shriek from him. It sounds almost monstrous. The door opens right next to you, and a man will jump out. He runs behind a wall.
We got another one on our right, trying to flank us.
Someone is running up the stairs at the end of the hall. And with the door open, he's going to fire at you, Roland. And you can see his gun. This guy has a sealed hazard suit. He has Eldar runed effects around his helmet, and he has a strange looking disruptor rifle, a huge weapon that he is holding. So he points it in your direction, and you will hear this loud, terrifying sound. Luckily, it doesn't hit you.
You varmint!
Tetricus is going to run straight for the loud sound. Zal is going to stay in cover relative to the guy in the wall there. No, he's going to run here. No, hold on. He is going to shoot down the hole, and that is a 98. His weapon jams. Tetricus is being charged with a warp blade for 91. Easily parried. And Tetricus is going to counterattack. That's a hit. Tetricus hits him for a decent hit. Ariok.
Righty then. Ariok's gonna make a running move over here. And I think that will be his entire turn. He just needs to
Wonderful.
get into cover, basically.
Yep. Morgan.
Morgan is going to... I'm not 100% sure. Sorry. So I'm feeling kind of exposed. She is going to book it back. She's up there by herself. And probably put herself into... Yeah, so she's just going to book it back to the rest of the group. Because she's not a fighter, and that's me done.
Excellent. Storm will take some pot shots out from the wall. He misses too. Unbelievable, my rolls are so bad. And appearing out from the wall, he's going to shoot at you, Morgan. No, he doesn't have a line of fire. He doesn't have a line of sight on you, so he will shoot the stormtrooper. 97. I've only rolled 90 or 80. That's a jam. So, yeah.
You keep jamming?
Apparently, everybody jams. Everybody's jamming. Stormtrooper.
Jamming.
That's a hit. Finally, body. Okay. Very decent hit. Let's see what the damage is. 13. Oof. Stormtrooper severely wounded. Gets hit in the chest. Roland.
Roland is going to take a line of sight on this fella over here. Nine degrees of success.
9 degrees of success on this guy.
Negatory. It is on this feller.
Affirmative.
So that's 9 with my special talent. That's 9 armor gone as well.
Nice.
Plus the pen 3.
and 3. 14.
14 damage.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I have another talent I forgot called Mighty Shot.
Oh, that's a good one. Let's try to dodge it. Nope, not happening. Blammo. Hit in the chest. You blow him away. He is dead. He falls, just collapses to the ground. Hole through his chest.
Another one bite the dust.
And Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
No. Stormtrooper.
Yay.
Oh my god. 90. Unbelievable. He misses.
Y'all, the Emperor is definitely with us. Let's not let him down.
Roland again. No, yes. Roland. Dodge. Oh, yeah. Hit. Come on, Roland. Ouch, they.
1 degree is success.
You have 4 minus 40 on your dodge. Minus 40.
Oh. Yeesh.
I think that's gonna be it. To the left arm. Left arm. And that's gonna be a total of Righteous Fury, 14 rending.
What kind of pen are we looking at?
14 rending, 5 pen. No.
Goes through my armor.
Hold on. I saw wrong. 10 energy, 3 penetration. 10 energy, 3 penetration.
Okay.
And you take 5 willpower damage temporarily until you heal up. 5 willpower damage. You can also roll, this is an Eldar weapon. You can also roll a Fear 1. Unless you have Jaded, roll a willpower minus 10.
Seven degrees of failure.
Yeah, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. Shock. Minus 5 degrees?
7.
7? Roll a D100.
43.
43. 103. Fainting dead away. The character keels over and remains unconscious for a total of 5 rounds. I'm gonna let you roll yourself. I rolled for you, that was a little unfair. Roll 1d5. I shouldn't be the one rolling. 1d5.
1d5. Two.
Sounds good. Sleeping 2 rounds. Sweet lullaby. That's where Aaron has to head off. Right, Aaron?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.